While we at the Grail Search disagree with the overwhelming majority of the positions Charlie Kirk spoke in support of, we in no way whatsoever condone the abhorrent actions of this shooter. We condemn murder in the strongest terms. The following discussion is our opinion on the context surrounding this event. Charlie Kirk, the prominent conservative Christian political figure, was fatally shot on September 10, 2025, at an event for Turning Point USA, an organization which promotes right-wing, conservative values. Moments before this, Charlie was sitting in front of a crowd of roughly 3,000 attendees, beginning to field the question, "Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America in the last 10 years?" Charlie responded with, "Counting or not counting gang violence," just as a single shot rang out, striking him in the neck. Just a short time later, he was pronounced dead. With extremely limited information to inform our responses, most people reacted along tribal dividing lines. Conspiratorially minded right-wingers called foul of anyone that identifies with the left. Following the wild and baseless claims of billionaire Elon Musk, who said, "The left is the party of murder." Without any information on the identity of Kirk's shooter, Twitter and other right-wing online spaces were filled with accusations of the Democratic Party seeking war on free speech and conservatives. The conspiratorially minded left expressed claims of a false flag. Speculation of powerful interests attempting to turn Charlie Kirk into a martyr can be found in many competing online spaces. The motivations for this range from theories of creating the context for Donald Trump to declare martial law and send military troops into blue American cities, to suspicions of making dissenting political voices appear dangerous and therefore valid targets for suppression, as well as an attempt to create a large enough distraction to finally take the spotlight off of Donald Trump's increasingly damning ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Other common narratives online paint Charlie Kirk as a far-right Christian nationalist who courted just this type of act with his inflammatory rhetoric, ranging from racist dog whistles and misogynistic views on women to statements such as,
"It's all about empathy and sympathy." I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that it does a lot of damage,
and
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year.
While debate rages online, many politicians and political commentators have unanimously condemned political violence of all kinds, calling for a reduction of social tension and for both sides of the political aisle to once again see the humanity in each other. Over the last 10 years, the United States has seen over 5,512 mass shootings. While the statistics are difficult to precisely track, experts say that less than 10% of these are products of gang violence. The vast majority of mass shootings are accounted for by domestic violence incidents, ideologically motivated attacks, apparent random shootings, and school shootings. In fact, September 10th saw the 91st school shooting incident of 2025 at Evergreen High School. Today we stand in the wake of what seems to be a potential inflection point in the progression of American politics. In terms of the Second Amendment, we cannot be the victims of the thinking of the 18th century. We must have the bravery to decide for ourselves what is right and just. We must reject the toxic narrative of the NRA and demand rational gun control reform, minimally in the form of universal background checks, mandatory safety training and licensing, red flag laws, and mental health screenings. We must also come to conscious awareness and explicit knowledge of the ever-escalating political polarization we are facing in this country. The pressure is quickly becoming critical, and our corporatist, establishment political officials have offered us no release valve. It is becoming increasingly obvious that over the coming years and into the next few decades, the United States will be forced into following one of four paths. The first path is to continue on the road Donald Trump and his administration has led us down. This is a road of continuing decline into far-right extremism and fascism. The second path is the road of ever-increasing political polarization, more and more frequent explosions of violence, and its culmination in either a new civil war in the United States or the partition of this great nation along the political boundaries of a population that no longer holds any ideological common ground. The third path is certain to result if we defer action, and the contradicting positions held by the people of the United States do not slowly come to a head. In this scenario, underlying currents of animosity will erupt in an uncontrolled violent revolution from either the right or the left. The final path I will lay out today is our one and only option to avoid absolute tyranny or extreme violence. This is the path I will call a political revolution. We, the people of the United States, must finally stand together against our true common enemy. This enemy seeks to divide us at every turn. This enemy exercises its malignant influence from the shadows. This is the enemy whose interests have been relentlessly pursued for decades at the expense of us, the American people. This path is one where the American people unite under a new class consciousness and take our power back from the predatory capitalist financial elites and their corrupt puppet politicians. We demand a fair living wage for an honest day's work. We demand health care, not as a product, but as a right. We demand education that enlightens, not in debts. We demand an end to the two-tier society of the people and the elites. We demand the dismantling of the billionaire class through closure of the tax loopholes that let these parasites thrive. We demand the restoration of a just tax code where corporations pay what they owe and the people get what they're due. We demand investment in our crumbling infrastructure, the veins and arteries of a living nation. We demand an end to the forever wars abroad. We demand the eradication of the malignant influence of private money in politics. We demand a return to government of the people, by the people, for the people. We demand the full protection of our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To achieve this, we cannot sit idly by and wait for anyone else to save us. The future is ours if we are brave enough to fight for it. Let's take it back. Together.
If you enjoyed this video, like it, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Also, be sure to check out our link tree in the description to discover more and connect with us. You can also visit illumination.nexus or visit reddit.com/r/thegrailsearch and speak with us there. Thank you for watching.